Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Evolve with Alana. Hi, I'm Alana. So, in my last video, we talked about burnout and we talked about those symptoms of burnout. But, like all things, burnout has a spectrum, has there's not just one thing that says you're burnt out. It's sort of a gradual progression into burnout. And remember, the definition of burnout that got us really good was the definition that it is caring too much for too long. So, what are the stages of burnout? What is that spectrum? Lucky for us, the stages of burnout have been sort of defined. And I have a little workbook here that, of course, I wrote down and found what each stage was. And so the first stage of burnout is the honeymoon stage. Isn't that funny? That first stage, you don't even know you're on the path of burnout. You're enthusiastic, you're optimistic about what's going on around you. You maybe have put yourself out there for the first time. You've gotten that job. You're going for a goal. You're enthusiastic. You just feel like everything is going to change. You have this unbridled optimism. The second stage of burnout is onset of stress. This stage maybe comes in a little while later. You've started on that goal. You've made significant progress. And then there's a time where that progress sort of stops. You're not making as big of jumps as you did in the beginning. And you start feeling like something is wrong. Because what happened before, things were coming good, easy, you were making strides, the work that you were doing, you were excelling so fast, but now it's just slowed down. This is the time where you're like, okay, if I want to make those strides, maybe I should work harder. Maybe I should you start coming up with plans. It's like, okay, if I want to make as big of strides as I want to, I have to work harder. I have to be more focused. At this point, you may even get a little irritable because you're frustrated. You're not doing as much. You're not doing as much to get as forward as you want. The third stage of burnout is chronic stress. See, at this point, you are working at a significantly high pace. You've given up those things. Like they say, there's no pain, no gain. You've started saying, okay, maybe if I work a little longer, I'll get farther into this project. I'll get closer to that goal because everything has slowed down where inches feel like miles. Maybe you start working in the mornings in addition to at nights. You feel lost. You feel like everything is just not moving. So you're trying desperately to move as much as you can. And then you start neglecting things that you actually enjoy. You start worrying about how to get to the next point, how to reach for the next goal. And you start resenting the process. The third stage of burnout is just burnout. At this time, you have cut all happiness from your life, trying to reach a goal, worrying about getting to the next moment, to the next thing. And you have just fallen into this mode of apathy. This is when you start saying, when someone says, "How are you?" You're like, "Well, same old, same old." This is when you start losing sleep. And this is the time when you start getting sick. Now, mind you, the sickness that you're seeing is not dire. It's not like full blown anything. You may get a sniffle of the nose. You may catch the common cold. Maybe you get a headache. These signs of burnout we so often push away. You find you're not sleeping very well. You find that you're getting sick all the time, and we always seem to blame it on something else. Oh, it's the weather. Oh, I didn't bundle up enough at night. This is when your body is telling you to slow down, that you need to rest. But how often do we? How often do we listen to our bodies at this stage of burnout? So often we're conditioned to think that this stage of burnout is normal. So like an Olympic athlete, we train ourselves to work at this high stage of burnout. Not sleeping well, not eating well, not taking care of ourselves. I found in my own case, working at this burnout level became second nature. Working in burnout, functioning in burnout was normal. And then the final stage of burnout is chronic burnout, habitual burnout. This is when everything shuts down. You've ignored your body. This is when the big illnesses come down. This is when your mental health is just gone. You feel so exhausted that you can't get out of bed. It is struggling to even move, to go and do normal things such as eating. It's a struggle to do things just to go outside, let alone go to work, take care of loved ones. And in some instances, you can faint, even fall into a coma-like state. This is the time when you need professional help. This is time when you need to truly have a lifestyle change. I want you to think back on these 5 stages of burnout. Is there a particular stage that you find yourself habitually in? A stage that your body sort of feels comfortable in and loves being in that stage? Is it the honeymoon stage where you're all enthusiastic? Are you so enthusiastic and your body just loves being there and that's normal? Or is it the stress stage when things are hard and getting difficult and you just want to get a little bit further? Is it the chronic stress stage when you start neglecting your personal needs and you start getting resentful about the work you have to do and the frustration you have? Is it at burnout, where you feel exhausted, you have apathy, and you start having a negative view on life and your surroundings? Or is it at chronic burnout, when you are totally shut down? Let me know. The stage that you find that you're more comfortable with may surprise you. I hope you like this video. If you do, like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.